Yes, Python, what's good people? We are back again. Okay, so this week's Eastenders debate is about Linda and Dean, and as I'm sure you guys have probably heard by now, there is actually a rape storyline coming up between the two. Basically what I just wanted to discuss with regards to this is the potential of what this is actually going to cause, not obviously just on Linda but the family, the Carter family as a whole, and even for example Dean's future on the show, etc., because it is a pretty big storyline. It is obviously a pretty big issue which they're going to have to deal with quite tactfully, I think, to try and keep the viewers happy with how it's handled. So okay, get into the nitty gritty. The first thing I'll say is I'm wondering how they're going to play this out, because if you've obviously watched this week's EastEnders Omnibus, you'll know that Nancy found out about Linda and Dean kissing, but the way she heard it was quite different to how it actually happened. She kind of heard it as if to say Linda kissed Dean, as if it was a thing where it was a mutual thing that they both did. Now, okay, fair enough, later on Dean came in, apologised, and he took the blame. But I think in the circumstances, I'm not sure if she was actually convinced that that was actually true, and she might have just thought he was just trying to take the blame and just be the nice guy to try and get the heat off Linda and, you know, kind of let it like slip there. Maybe it was even a thing where he was trying to say it so, you know, she wouldn't actually tell her dad Mick, that kind of thing. So I'm not 100% convinced that she actually believed that was actually true. So what that makes me think now is, when she, if it does come out, which I do think it will come out in the end, I'm not sure how long they'll play it out for in terms of her actually coming out to the family that it's happened, but when it does come out, will Nancy think, has she actually been raped, or is it a thing where they've actually had sex but she doesn't want Mick to think that, you know, she's actually had an affair, so she's playing the rape card, so to speak, to kind of get herself out of being blamed for what's happened. So it could come across like that, because the way I think it will be is obviously Mick's going to find out, and I think this is going to be the most interesting thing, is to see how Mick's character handles it, because I do remember when he was very new into the scene, he had a bit of a standoff with Carl, and it was very like, you know, Mick was very, you know, he was ready, and he wasn't intimidated at all by Carl. Now, whether that means, you know, he has got kind of a bad streak in him, or if it's just a thing where he's not afraid to defend his family, because he was just looking after his sister Shirley when that happened, I'm not sure. You know, obviously comes across as a very nice guy in the show so far, but we don't really know his whole past. It might be a thing where, you know, he's had some connections in the past with bad guys or whatever. He maybe might have a bad anger issue or whatever, that kind of thing. We don't really know, and that could come to light, and that obviously brings me on to how he would actually handle it with Dean. You know, is it a thing where he's going to want to actually kill Dean? You know, is he just gonna be happy to just go to the police, or is he gonna want to just knock him out, just fight him or whatever? We don't know. But then obviously the way it could be is, obviously Mick finds out about the rape, and then Nancy's like, well, look Dad, I didn't really want to tell you this before, but, you know, I did find out that they had kissed previously. And then Mick might actually start to have doubts about Linda and think, well, is this actually a rape? Has she actually been raped, or is it just a thing of she is just trying to like get an easy way out and trying to put the blame on him? I think it'll be really interesting, because then it's going to become to a thing where Linda's going through all this situation and her own family are not standing by her, and it could be a thing where it comes to a point where she's all on her own having to deal with the situation, which obviously make it so much worse. And it's just going to make for such emotional viewing. I think that would really spice up the show. I don't know if they're going to go with that, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they play it out. And as I say, I think just the family as a whole, it's definitely gonna be a big storyline. I do think it'll be one that will make the Carters crumble, to be completely honest. I think Mick will start to have doubts, even the fact as well that, like, you know, she's been raped. You know, generally speaking, the way I think they're going to play it is like he's going to look at her as like kind of like tarnished, like she'd been somewhere else, and even though obviously it was a violation, they're probably going to both have issues. Like Linda's going to be scared to be touched again, so Mick probably won't be able to be as intimate. I mean, if you look at them normally, they're very sexual, they're very in love with each other, all over each other, but obviously when this kind of thing happens, women become a bit more withdrawn and that kind of thing. So obviously I think they're going to have intimacy issues. There's going to be a lot of problems that I think they're going to have to deal with. So I would think it's really is going to be interesting viewing, and I like to see how it all pans out. With Dean, obviously, I mean, there was a rumour that's come out that he's going to be leaving the show, but apparently the EastEnders press team have actually confirmed that that is not true, which means that for the foreseeable future he's still going to be in the show. So whether that means for a long time they're just going to play out that Dean doesn't get found out, I don't know. Or maybe it is a thing where he does get found out, but yeah, you know, they don't go to the police or whatever and he just gets away with it. Who knows, you know. But I think when it's something as serious as this, you'd usually think for whatever reason they might get sent to prison or they might leave the show, because it's quite a big thing, and obviously in terms of the viewers they'll probably want to see some kind of justice. But who knows, we don't know exactly what's going to happen just yet. But guys, I'd love to know what your opinions are about this and how you think things are going to go down. If you have got anything that you do know that I don't, let me know in the comment section. And again, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you do like it, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also feel free to check out more other videos as well, as I do videos such as comedy blog and music videos, and I also do the rap roundups as well, which is dedicated to EastEnders also. Thank you very much for watching, guys, but until next time, it's Python signing out. Peace.